All right, you guys, welcome to another episode of the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast. Listen, you really want to stay tuned today. We have a very, very good episode coming up. We're talking about pride on today. So y'all stay tuned, all right?
Okay, let's go.
It's Sunday, so you know what time that means. It's time for the best hour on the internet, the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast.
Let's go.
With your hosts, the Guru, Kev the Great, E Trouble, and D Good. Catch us live every Sunday on Facebook, YouTube, and now TikTok. Visit Knucklehead Chronicles podcast for past shows, clips, and previous guests. Now buckle up, because here we go.
All right, you guys, welcome back to another episode of the Knucklehead Chronicles. I am joined by the whole entire crew on this week, so I am so proud. I missed you guys last week. I want you guys to know that.
I missed you too.
No, you didn't. But it's okay. Ephraim had things to do. I know Ephraim had he was at 80's birthday.
Shout out to the mothers.
And I missed that. I was gonna fly down. I couldn't get a ticket. I was like, man, okay, because that
they played the shout out though. So
they did
on point. Yeah,
that's what's up. All right, I'm glad about that. All right, so before we get into everything, I have an announcement to make to the crew and everybody that's listening. I realized on Tuesday that I am going bald. I feel away.
All right.
I gotta tell you,
we starting the podcast off on that note.
I feel away about that, bro.
That would make you feel away.
Ain't nobody, no, stop it, E. Ain't nobody feeling sorry for him. Look, he my senior. Look, he my senior. Have you looked at me lately? Have you ever seen me with hair?
But here's the thing,
no. Have you ever seen me with hair?
I've never known you.
You know why? Because I started going bald in my 30s. You get no sympathy, my brother.
Hey, yo, Ephraim,
you fought the good fight.
No, we gonna start a GoFundMe page for Terry and his
I need some of that.
His Rogaine for me.
Rogaine, that's it. I remember that.
We're gonna start one up for you. R.I.P. to Terry's hair. That's what we starting it off like that. Okay,
bro. Listen, I'm telling you, I reached back there in the back of my head, man. I was like, wait a minute, this is a little thinner than the rest of my head.
I'm supposed to have something back there.
See, this is what happened. I was in denial, right? We was at Mother's Day, taking my mother's, and not my mother, but my wife's mother and her grandmother and auntie out for Mother's Day breakfast last Sunday. And Zariah was sitting in the back seat of the car, and she took a picture. And I looked back at the picture, and I was like, oh my God, that is a bald spot. And I was like,
reality set in, boy.
Oh man, right then. But I still in denial though. In denial.
Hey, look, can I give you some advice that I've learned since I've lost my hair and decided to cut the rest of it off because I didn't want to look like George Jefferson?
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the same advice that was given to me. It's by a dude that love hard, and you could tell in his voice. I think you better let it go.
Let it go. Come on now, dog. Can I one up you? Come on, let me one up you right quick.
Let's go ahead.
No. Let it go. Let it go.
You know what? Okay. I'm gonna have to. I guess I have no choice. All right, so guys, how was your week? How was you guys this week, man? I know we don't get to talk like that during the week, so everybody's working and doing things and all that. So how was your week? Ephraim, I'm gonna start with you, man. How was your week?
Yeah, man, just still running, grinding, trying to make 21 better than 20 was. So
that's right.
That's where I'm at with mine.
I feel that. Dwayne, how was your week, man?
I got 4 beautiful children that run around every day. I'm breathing.
I love them babies. I hadn't seen them in a while either. They haven't been on camera.
No, they're good. I mean, the vocabulary's expounding daily. It's like I get words that I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
So no, life is always good.
And the fact that their father uses the word expounding. Is it expounding? Would you say
Expound.
expounding? When you start using words like that, them babies gonna automatically get it. Kevin, how was your week, bro?
My week was good, man. I'm healthy. I'm losing weight. Getting in shape for this wedding coming up. Very short. It's getting the time is going quick. I'm stressing a little bit over it still.
I need to catch my wife and get my ticket.
I'm just saying, you need don't pull no. I can't get a flight down here.
Hey man, don't worry about that. I got you. Melissa's gonna make sure that I get to Texas. Don't worry.
Quick shout out today. My grandmother's birthday is today. My grandmother.
Happy birthday, Grandma.
Bessie Peoples, blessed to be alive, 102 years old today.
102.
I want to make sure that all my people and the city once again threw my grandmother a parade right in front of my Aunt Sherry's house, and it was a little heart taking because of course normally my Uncle Mickey, who just recently passed away, he's the one that I'm usually seeing him there right next to her, and along with the other family members that are no longer here. But man, to live 102, it's a blessing. And like my cousin Rainey told me, he's like, Kevin, you better not cry and be depressed if anything happens, but that's grandma.
Territory, baby.
That's grandma, that's granny, but what a blessing, man. I mean, to live over a century and deal with everything. And I do need everything. So shout out to my grandma, man. That's my tough bird.
Shout out, grandma.
Love you, granny.
Grandma people.
Yeah, she saw a lot.
She saw a lot.
So I love it when Kevin, acknowledges his grandma. You know what he did with that, right? He said it with his chest. Kevin, you ready with that, man?
Oh, I'm ready. Let's go. Say it.
Like to say,
get ready, because it's time for
Say it with your chest.
Only on the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast.
All right, brother, go and hit him in the head with that, man.
All right, so I got a little issue with a couple of things, but we just gonna tackle one. Today's economy is not what it used to be. We don't get those hardworking people that put a lot of effort into their craft. And I don't mean just any job. Every job has a craft. I don't care if you work at McDonald's flipping burgers, doing fries. There's a craft behind it. You can't just put your cup under the drink fountain and there's a craft to it. All right, people. So this one really irks me, and I every restaurant now has terrible service. And I do mean, have you guys seen now, Terry, have you, D.E., have y'all noticed the quality in restaurant service nowadays? How terrible it is? It's low quality.
I don't think it's low quality,
it is
bro.
Low quality.
They not used to nobody being in the building no more.
We have
they got soft.
Recently went to Sonic's, and this is the third time that we've tried to give them a chance, and it's terrible. They literally have no one working there, and then they hire people that go and leave like within a couple of days. They only had 2 people working there the last time we went. Everybody was pulling up and taking off. We were hungry, so we stayed and we got our food, but they took 35 minutes to get us our food. Our orders was wrong. I mean, it was just all over the place. And then the manager comes out, everybody just hold on. And, MF this and F this and F that. I'm just having so much stress and it's just me and her. Just hold on. No, and this is what I'm saying. The quality.
With the kids was with you?
Yes. And there was kids in other cars too. And then not only that. All right. So we have that. We have, a few other restaurants. Subway has gone down terribly. I mean, it's
everybody
not the same. That's what I'm saying. So reason why I need to get this off my chest. Can we please just not hire anybody off the street? Can we just please get some quality people to actually work?
That's all they got, man. The quality folk at home getting that check.
Exactly. And then on top of that, people complaining, there ain't no jobs. There are jobs. You just don't want to work because you at home collecting your check. if I catch somebody complaining like that, I'm a two-piece you.
I mean, but here's
You gonna fight him?
You gonna fight? To be fair, though,
I feel everything you saying.
yeah,
It's just a bigger problem, which that's one of those things that gets on our whoops because we got to deal with it. I want my food. Hey, at least talk to me like I'm somebody.
Exactly.
But like a silver lining, and I know it's hard to even accept the silver lining, bro.
So and hold on,
we got 4 restaurants closed right now that I can't go to because they don't have anybody to work. I went to Little Caesars yesterday to get pizza for my kids, lunch. And there's a handwritten sign on the door. We don't have enough employees to operate, close until further notice.
Wow.
That's crazy, bro.
And just
that's crazy.
real quick.
I'll take food right now.
Real quick. Y'all know, and everybody on Facebook knows how I feel about Chick-fil-A. All right, yes, I get it. Chick-fil-A has high quality service. All right, cool. But I go for food. Quality service don't service my food. I want my food to taste good, and I want a nice side sandwich. Now I'm actually feeling like they actually have a point. And if anybody mocks me on Facebook, I'm coming for you. I just gave Chick-fil-A the first props ever. Don't ever take that back. I'm coming for you.
Never take it for granted. You know what, Kevin? You know the reason why you don't like Chick-fil-A? You know why?
Don't.
Because you're prideful, sir. You're prideful, and that's okay. Today we're going to talk about that. Today,
I walk straight into that.
The pride, the silent killer. I got something for y'all. We're going to talk about it today. Pride, the silent killer. Hold tight.
Hey, you can make that into a beat.
Now everybody knows that when you heard that sound,
that's the only dude I was scared of growing up.
Somebody leaving here. Somebody's going to get ready to go downtown. I tried to get the Jason one, but I couldn't find it.
No. You got the right one.
I think he can beat Jason. We had that
Jason with fantasy,
before,
but Jason couldn't drive. He couldn't run. Michael Myers did all that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? No. Today we're talking about pride. whether Michael Myers can beat Jason or not. We're
That's
not going to talk about that. We're talking about pride today. I think Michael Myers had pride too. All right, so I really want to get into this because I think it's very important that us as men talk about that. Because like I was saying before we started recording here, is that a lot of men dabble on a level of pride that is unimaginable. Right, because I used to be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I was that guy, and so when I look up the definition of the word pride, dictionary.com gives it to me as a high or an inordinate opinion of one's own dignity, importance, merit, or superiority, whether as cherished in the mind or displayed in bearing or conduct. A state of feeling or being proud. Now, my question to the panel today is this: have you dabbled on that thing of pride, and what has it cost you to dabble in that level of pride? I'll start with you, Kev.
Man, you talk about opening up a book of worms, but I'm trying to close it.
While we're here,
I actually had to let it. I'll give you one scenario, and it has to do with me and my fiance. I love this woman to death because she helped me set my pride aside. And I claim when I moved here to San Antonio, it was to the level of me trying to be the man of everything. So to release that, she had to check me, and I love a woman that can check me is hey, cool, and that's why I say she's the one because she could check me and still be all right, baby. Let's get back on point. And this woman literally, she brought me down a notch. Mm-hmm. And it took some self thought and processing to go on till I figured out, hey, I gotta let this go. Like, you know, there's certain arguments you can't win when you trying to have a successful relationship. You trying to you trying to be the good man. You're not trying to be the man all the time. So I mean, it was just a level of, you know, just letting go, being what's that? No, just being, you know, not so prideful, letting go of that. That's the best, and it's nothing better than actually feeling free of that too. I'm telling you this, men, if you are very prideful out there, once you let it go, it actually it's a load off your shoulders. I feel better actually. I don't have to be prideful about everything now. You know, I know a lot of men that's actually out there dying, out there killing themselves, you know, over a penny. You know, they too prideful to ask for help and this and that. No, I'll ask my baby for help. Hey, because that was one of my issues too. I wouldn't ask for help. I want to do everything by myself. Can't do that.
So, but why are we so prideful in that though? As men, Ephraim, why are we so prideful in that?
We're men,
yeah.
Like
simple as that.
I mean, more than that.
We built to handle it. So obviously we supposed to be the first ones to jump on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when we get attacked in the area that we supposed to be on, it hurt. And the reaction is to have even more pride. You know what I'm saying? Because if I feel tried, disrespected, less than, I'm gonna go even harder to try to gain that back. You know what I'm saying? Somebody walk in my house and slap me in my face in front of my kids, like the things I'm gonna have to do that week to show them that I'm still daddy, it's gonna be ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be riding down 25 with the pistol out the window because I got to be Mr. Tough Guy because you took something from me. You know what I'm saying? So now, my pride is risen. And like Kev said, it just makes you not want to ask for help. Even historically, the stereotype for men is we won't ask for directions. We get something, Barbie doll house, we throw away the instructions. You know what I'm saying? Because we men, we should be able to figure this thing out. I have no sense of direction. Thank God that I come into a GPS era. So like it's
like
it's just
Siri and Alexa.
Yeah, for real. I stay with them on. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that feeling of I'm supposed to know this. I'm supposed to be able to handle this. So when I got to call Dwayne for $5 to pay my light bill, it's a little hard to make that call.
Yeah.
Especially if he handles me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you need that $5, huh? Well, no, it's all right. Just come on around here. I'll give you a little something. All that. Then pull out the knot kind of real slow with the one. Like, bro, put me out my business. Give me the cash at me that $5 and let me go on, bro. Because it took so much. You feel me? And D, as much as you wouldn't, trust me, that's what's going on in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going on in your head that it's gonna play out just that way. You know what I'm saying? And then you go on your regular conversation, you say things had nothing to do with nothing, but I heard it that way. Now I done missed 3 shows because Dwayne talking about me. Oh man, pride ain't no joke.
Made me choke on that one.
I promise. I didn't say it. Whatever it was, it wasn't me.
You didn't say the thing. I just heard that way. Let me turn my light on so I can get a better view.
Hey, Terry.
Yeah.
Hey, Terry.
You know what? We're recording.
He just while he was talking, my answer became super simple.
We're not doing live.
And I even got a new definition. Pride is not being honest with who you are.
Yeah.
That's the most simple form of it. Like as I was listening, I remember being on the playground. You remember this? I bet you won't. I bet you can't.
I bet you
won't. Started a whole bunch right now.
Right.
Yeah, that's
like you know how many like I used to my favorite, not favorite, well, I don't know. I ain't gonna say there was an activity as a kid. We'd be on the playground with a couple coins in our pocket. We look over at our boy. I bet you won't run over and grab her booty for a quarter. I bet you I will. Now,
the wood.
Instantly, I already knew the consequences.
Right.
One, if she catch me, what's gonna happen? Two, if she got brothers, what they gonna do when they see me? Number 3, the school getting me, and then my mama getting me for the school getting me. So
boy, you catching
I
things
knew
already.
the odds,
But
and I
that
took the
quarter
dice
juice, so
anyway because I won't honest with me.
So here's the question: Do you guys believe that pride isn't a bad thing? When you hear people say, "Well, pride isn't a bad thing," do you believe that?
Pride is terrible.
nothing's bad under control. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you see my car and it's dirty as all get out. Maybe I need to have a little pride, man. Clean your stuff up. You know, be proud of your name. So a little pride ain't too bad. But when anything gets out of balance, out of control, ribs ain't too bad. But I ate too many of them yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So like, I can't go blame ribs. It was me and my lack of discipline. You know what I'm saying?
So at that point, it's a will issue.
Yeah. It's about who will. Yes.
The author C.S. Lewis had a great comment, and he said that true humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. That's one thing he said. Another thing he said was feeling proud is not the same as being proud. So to Ephraim's point, when he said, "Hey, my car, I love my car. I have a Hyundai Sonata, love it, 15, and that's my pride and joy. I love my car, right? But where pride I think gets funky is when I say my car is better than your car,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And that's where it gets funky, and that's where that's the level that a lot of men live on. Is that I want to be proud. Like, if I could be honest with you guys on this podcast today, now you guys were with me when I interviewed my babies a couple of weeks ago. My pride was the main reason why I wasn't, or one of the reasons why I wasn't a father to them, because I was mad at mama. Yeah. And my pride wouldn't get me go to her and say, well, I should have been I should have did this, I should have did that. I didn't do that. My pride for years, my pride was, it's her fault. She's the reason why I'm not in their life. She did this to me. It's her fault. That was the pride I lived on.
And I'm not saying that that's not how you felt and that wasn't true. But because I see things differently a little bit sometimes. Like I'm like what you said, right? I agree with it, but I would have questions. And like the questions I would ask was, did she treat you right completely and you did nothing but do her wrong and that's why you broke up? Because all of the scenarios, like some people like to apply what I might say or you or of anybody up here of Kev, they take what we say and they try to apply it to their situation. What people got to understand is everything ain't always equal. My situation is my situation, and you can't cookie cutter it to your situation. Now, you might be able to find some similarities because me knowing you, I could tell you that, hey, you didn't just have a pride issue. I think there was some other things that happened in life prior to that point. So when you got treated a certain way, I'm not justifying your behavior, but you acted out of the way you were conditioned to response. So what some people might turn around and be like, oh, yep, they hear us talking about this and they be like, yep, my man full of pride. He ain't never gonna get no help. No, you might have some issues too. So that's why I said bring it back to the common denominator is being honest with yourself. And it's easy for us as we grow to look back and
that was on both parts though, D. But like, I mean, on his part though, it was that pride. Like, and I'm not saying that about
true.
You know what I'm saying? We all been there, but like, you could have sat there and took all her nagging. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's wrong to nag. She's wrong to play them games. And like your daughter said, the things that they were hearing, that was interesting to hear what your perspective, and then the things their mother was telling them. You know what I'm saying? Like, to put the two together, because they were basically saying, this is what I didn't hear. I heard her side, and he wasn't there to speak his side, and she was not going to speak up for him. You feel what I'm saying? So I hear what D's saying. It's more, I believe I hear what D's saying. There's more factors to it. But like on his part, that pride, you know what I'm saying? So, and that pride that kept us out of so much.
Let me ask y'all the question on this though. Can we blame history for having so much pride, like how we were raised to have? Because I know growing up, and I'm I consider myself old, but y'all won't consider me old. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but
He the
still.
baby.
You still drinking Similac, boy. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, but anyway, but with history, and I mentioned history is
All right, you guys, welcome to another episode of the Knucklehead Chronicles pod.
Love her. She'll be there for you when you get back from Iraq. Everything be.
but with history, and I mentioned history is as to how we were raised. Like I was raised around a family full of pride. I mean, when we talk about our last name, my last name Peoples, I take a lot of pride and joy. You can't mess with nobody in my family. You catching these hands. Now, other than that, when it comes to being prideful about other things in history, such as love, such as having pride in how you carry yourself, and at times that can be very what's the word I'm looking for? You can be very uh, you can be over yourself a lot. You can be into yourself so much with this pride thing,
Cocky.
and cocky. There you go. Thank you. And I mean, can we actually blame history and maybe our parents or family members that raised us on having so much pride? That's my question.
I don't know if blame is the right thing. Like
I don't know.
blame
Because that level of pride isn't bad, though.
I mean, this is the way I look at it. It is what it is, right? But this is how it got there. And I won't say it don't matter, but the reality of the point is, what are you doing now? Because you can't change that it happened and that it put your parents in a position or that your parents aren't in position because of everything that's set up. Those are all facts and they absolutely play a role. But reality is where you are right now, regardless of whether you accept it or they say this, that, or the third, it is what it is. And you can't change that past, but you can change your now and moving forward. And that's where pride comes in the way. Pride will keep you looking this way, need to be looking back. I'm thinking we live with people looking. Pride will keep you looking back because, hey, my daddy got arrested for the same thing this dude over here doing his whole business on. And I ain't had no daddy for the last 24 years. And then my mama had to work 4 jobs. So I'm out there with my cousins and they selling dope. Yeah. So I got an excuse. But there comes a point. The past is absolute facts.
Yeah.
Can't change it. And it absolutely influences. But what am I doing?
But the pride for me has been played out mainly in relationships, and it's been most affected in my personal pursuits, if you will. You feel me? So like I had many relationships affected that I didn't allow to be mended or straightened out, no closure, however you want to call it, on some pride. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he should have came to me. Oh, she shouldn't have said that. You feel like I refuse to bend. I refuse to give in on some pride because it was, if it didn't feel like, I treat a relationship like a competition, like, and the first one to give in, see, look, I even said give in. The first one to try to make amends is the one that loses. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna sit here quiet on my side until she give in. I'm gonna sit right here till he run me my money back. I'm gonna sit right, you know what I'm saying? Like, and threw away a lot of good friendships. And in some of them relationships, I can't even remember really what I was holding out for. I just know that when I see that person, I'm supposed to be tight-lipped. You know what I'm saying? But I can't remember how we fell apart, man. You know what I'm saying? And you sitting there looking at people on Instagram like, what was we beefing about? You know, and it's just ridiculous. Here I am not talking to this person no more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? So, and you got your personal pursuits. Go ahead, bro.
You know, one of the things I've always wondered about with men is why we struggle with that so hard. But I asked that question after I came out of it. You know what I'm saying? When I was in it, I didn't have that question. But now that I'm out of it, it's like, why are we so prideful?
It's that personal. It's that personal pursuit. It's that personal joy. I don't know why some people get a lot of joy of just having so much pride. And
no,
at the end of the day,
you don't even think, because you don't think of it as pride. Yeah. I guarantee you. I guarantee you, if you can relive your life in HD and they take you back to when you was going through some of this stuff, I bet you about 10, 15 people say, hey, Terry, bro, you might need to calm down a little bit. You wilding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or hey, Dwayne, nah, that chick. Now, this is a true statement. If you love her, she'll be there for you when you get back from Iraq. Everything be cool. Pride didn't hear none of that. And pride don't remember. All you remember is the scars that you came out with. But pride's like, I guarantee you, if you can go back, there's people telling us all the time, we just ain't got time for it because it ain't what we want.
I feel like somebody sat us down as kids and say, look, you can only get tried 5 times in your life. You got these 5 cars and can't nobody pull them or you ain't going to exist no more. And we go around protecting these cars, man. And I just can't give them up all willy-nilly because I only got a few of them. You know what I'm saying? And it'll make you do whatever, man. It'll make you lose relationships. It'll make you lie. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be at my high school reunion telling y'all that I left college. You know what I'm saying? Because all my pride, it's something in there gonna make me feel like y'all saying y'all better because y'all finished it. Them folk could care less. They just want to see an old friend that they used to skip class with. But no, not me. Now I'm living good, man. Nah, man, I got weed. I got CBD. No, I'm doing like, bro, you ain't doing none of that. You feel me?
Right.
But why won't I tell y'all that, hey, I'm working at McDonald's and flipping burgers, but man, I'm really actually happy. I won't tell y'all that because it don't sound like nothing.
Yeah.
So pride gonna make me lie the whole. Now I'm gonna be Batman before that night over. You feel me? Like it's pride ain't no joke.
Again, not honest with yourself.
So basically, what you're saying is, at some point, we're gonna have to stop caring about what people think and living our life.
That's one. That's just one.
That's huge, bro.
That's just
huge.
one.
All it is.
And like D Good said, 2 is the honesty. All right.
Yeah, with yourself.
You get
first. Yeah.
All right. And 3, I'm gonna throw this in, is actually showing it and proving to others your pride no longer. You can actually set pride aside and actually move along with your life. Because when I grew up thinking pride, having so much pride in yourself and pride in everything that you do, created you as a man. I grew up with that. I grew up.
I think it's a part of our lives because you look at everything, right? Look at nature. You get some lions, right? Them little young bucks run up on big dogs all the time, trying to get something because they feel like they got to, because that's what they got to do at that point. So when you look at us, when we young, we running and gunning. Yeah. And we ain't got time to hear what, because I got to get to this bag. I got to get up this ladder. I got to get this house. I got to get these girls. I got to whatever it is that's driving us. That's where it is.
You got to be simple whooping Scar's butt.
We'll sit back and we'll sit back and we'll listen to older people. And I use the term older deliberately. We'll listen to older people like, man, this dude's so wise, bro. Let me just sit down and chop it up. Let me get, you know why? It's because they don't live life and look back. But every single young bull that's been off the porch, I promise you, he done ran a little bit and then he realized, I'm going to get old one day and I'm going to die. Yep. So let me stop thinking what he think about me. Let me not really too much care about what Kev say about me. Shoot, this is when I start going. This is why you see old men in Walmart with a flannel shirt, some flip-flops, some socks, and some
care less, bro.
Nah.
He care less, bro. Yeah.
Pride is
Right.
gone because they
Pride
happy.
gone when you do that,
Did you
bro.
say-
Because
wait,
if
wait,
I
wait.
if I gotta get everything ready for you outside of a dude who just get like crispy clean, like that's just him, like that's his brand. Outside of that, bro, like why am I getting dressed to go to grab this quarter of milk right quick? I'm telling you, like you say, pride out the window, man.
Pride, yeah.
That's why the old folk be
Yeah.
dressing like that.
And I, you know what?
Yes,
I
brother.
wish we had some OGs that, and my OGs have long gone. And I say OGs as when I was raised, I had people 4 times, 5 times my age tell me, "Hey, this is, you got too much pride in this. I'm gonna need you to bring it down a notch." And nowadays, I feel like we don't have that nowadays. And now, me as I'm growing up, me coaching my baseball team, me being around my nieces and nephews, me being around my kids, I'm always there, and their friends, including their friends, their best friends. My son Dion's best friend Elias. I tell him, hey, he comes to me for advice. His father
Yeah.
passed away, but he comes to me for advice. He's like, hey, and I tell him, hey, you need to bring it down a notch, man. You're proud. You're up here, and you at a 10. I need you to bring it down to a 3, and then we can go forward.
For them young knuckleheads, they got to know that it's early on. Pride seems like a great motivator, but it's a lie. It gives you, it charges you. It makes you feel like, nah, you really doing this thing.
It beats
But
you
like,
up.
it deceives you, like, because it will give you that charge to get over a thing. Pride helped me get over something for a moment, but it's momentary. Like it has
Like a
no lasting
steroid.
value.
That's
Yeah,
the
like
perfect word
like
for
an
it. It's like a
adrenaline shot.
steroid. You take that shot, and it's a performance enhancer for that moment. But yeah, and get caught with it too. Get caught
Yeah.
having pride and see how much it
You
don't
can't have
damage
it
your
for
life.
long. You get that adrenaline shot, be like, yeah, man, she ugly anyway. But she's not ugly. You got 3 pictures of her on the wall, and you know you love that girl. Nah, man, forget
So
about
no
that.
screen
You know what I'm
photos.
saying?
Yeah, she ain't even cute. That's bad.
Ain't cute, bro.
So with pride, now learning how to decipher what's good pride, bad pride, because pride can go either way. Because like I read a little while ago, being feeling proud and being proud, 2 different things. I mean, you can absolutely do that.
Yeah.
Is that part of the man process? Is that the part of the learning how to become a man? So once you get to a place to where I want to become a man, there's so many different avenues. So for women, it ain't that difficult for them because they pretty much mature out of the womb almost. But men, we have to go through everything ins and outs and learn how to decipher this pride. And like to Kev's point, when you have these OGs that are telling you, hey, this isn't a good thing to do. This is bad. You should bring it down a notch. All that. That's one other aspect of this thing as men that we have to learn how to to decipher through. But let's do this though. According to Louis D. Brandeis, he said that there are 7 flavors of pride. Okay. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to read through those, and then we can kind of discuss each one. Okay. So the first one he said is pride over the inferior. He said the first type of pride is the most common. We compare ourselves to others in terms of education, social standing, health, beauty,
that's what attribute
on, and other aspects. So those are the ones. I look so much better than that dude. Why?
I just said that about a whole bunch of dudes. How he get her?
I just about to say that. That's when it come in. The comparison comes when you feel the other person has something that you should have because surely I'm better. Like I did not understand how them ugly band boys would get the best looking girls in the band. But what I didn't appreciate, they was with them all summer. Wearing what they make the freshmen wear the white t-shirts and like they saw them at their worst. No makeup, no fancy dresses. They got to actually know them people, and they pulled them girls. But I thought you just show up. I got this Letterman on, so come on. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't work that way. So
I feel like Ephraim has been in my life. I feel like Ephraim is talking about me right now because
do you feel
hit me.
Number 2, the great pride. This happens when we can accept that we are equal to others in a particular aspect. Our competitive mode doesn't leave us in peace. That's what Ephraim was talking about earlier. We see others as competitors that we must defeat. So with that one, it's kind of like the whole Highlander spirit. You know, if you guys ever watch Highlander,
Yes.
what do you say at
show.
the end?
I got to
There
say
could
that
be
There's
all,
only be one.
right? So
Only be one, baby.
that's kind of what that great pride is all about. There can be only one. I can be the only one. We have to kind of not dabble in that. And
I
then
want to can I plug
Go
white
ahead.
people into that second one right quick? You can give me your job. You can give me this position.
Mhm.
It's okay if I make more money than you. You still white.
Right.
You feel me? So it's gonna be all right. But for some reason, and I'm talking about the understood white, not every white person in America, but that white person in America that fears that if we get on equal footing, we're gonna kick them out and send them to Africa. So I don't know what they got worried about. But for some reason they seem to be worried about that. They don't want to see us do better than them. They got some pride.
Talk to them. Yes.
Come on through here.
Yes.
That's what's wrong with that.
And I really was
side of
going to
TikTok.
wait to the end. I really was going to wait to the end, but after these first two, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We got 5 more classes of pride, right?
Yep.
And at the end of the day, they all pride for one reason. Pride compares. Take the comparison out of it, it goes right back to that honesty.
You literally have
that was my next one. Number three, pride of pride. This is when we compare ourselves to others in any aspect and are actually inferior. The fourth one is pride of the sense of I. This is thinking of yourself as being perfect. I know a few folks like that. They just know.
I know.
Can't tell me. It's an absolute thirst trap, and they just feel like
I got a few family members like
and
that.
their life is a complete and utter shambles because they feel like, well, I'm the ish. I'm this. I'm that. I'm this, and you're missing out on the best part of it. 5, evident or manifest pride. This is when we're proud about the qualities or abilities that we don't have. See, let me read that again. Somebody gonna hear that and it's gonna strike a chord. Evident or manifest pride. This is where we are proud about the qualities or the abilities that we don't have. How does one do that?
Are you trying to say I can't sing, bro? What was that? Was that a shot?
I was thinking it. He said it.
I need to sing this solo.
I was thinking it. He said it. I'm just saying.
Goodness. And y'all build that up when y'all tell me I did a good job on my Easter speech and I stumbled through the whole thing. I did not do a good job. Like, stop sending me up there to sing and tell them let them use me. If that ain't my calling, I cannot sing. You should not be able to find that out in 30.
So basically, you telling people stop being Dr. Frankensteins.
Yeah.
Don't tell me. Yes.
Stop that. Number 6, real quick. We'll get to the last 2, and then we're going to knucklehead of the week. 6 says feeling slightly less pride. This is when we feel proud of our weaknesses. It's the case of those who play the victim role because it gives them power.
I get that one, and I've actually ran into a few people like that would love to play the victim, and let me just tell you, I got a sense of pride out of just shutting them down. So it's pride. It was pride versus pride at that point, but afterwards, I had to humble myself and apologize. But at least they got the point afterwards.
Right.
See, but that was pride on your part too, though, Kev.
Yeah,
because you felt like you had to shut them down.
Yeah, but I had to apologize afterwards. So that's why I'm saying the humble Kevin had to come out and say, you know what, I went about this a little wrong.
Yeah.
So
and people listening to this show, they think that's so easy to say. Yeah. But when you're in that situation, them some hard words to bring up, man.
I'm telling you. But could you done that 10 years ago?
No, definitely not.
That's my point.
And previous, no, even worse, previous to my father passing away 13 years ago, I was a Kevin that y'all wouldn't even want to talk to me on this podcast. Y'all probably want to slap me through the damn phone or through the internet. I'm telling you, I was bad. I was really bad.
I can't guarantee, and this is one of them prides you just listed, Terry. I can't guarantee that I was worse than you, but between South Carolina and Duval, I did a lot of stuff. I did a lot of stuff. A lot of messing up.
Let's get into the last one. The last one is distorted pride. Number 7, distorted pride.
That sounds dangerous.
Now, before I read this, because I've been pre-reading while you guys were talking, let me tell you, this might put a bunch of folks' toes.
It sounds
Distorted
dangerous.
pride. The last type of pride is bragging about our non-virtues. It's the feeling of superiority when someone cheats and doesn't get caught. Think of those who lie on their tax declaration or frame someone else at work for a mistake they did. Distorted pride is when our morality is full of holes, but we feel superior just because we got away with it.
That's every kid at some point in their life.
Yeah.
And it just about a lot of adults. They'll sell them food stamps. That's right. Those folks, the ones that lie on their taxes and claim kids they ain't got. Them folks.
You just gave me a memory. You just gave me a memory back to when I was about 9, and my brother had did something and pissed me off, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I went and messed the kitchen up, and my mama came home from work, and why my kitchen? Who did? Mom, that was Dave was in there last. He got woke up out of his sleep for that, and I got away with it.
That's petty pride.
Tell me why I had a flashback of when we talked last week, and when my mom broke that plate over my head. I had a flashback. D, don't do that. I got PTSD, bro.
I ain't never got. I got a shoe. I got a belt. I got a cord, a switch. I ain't never got no plate.
Yeah,
was that ceramic?
It was a ceramic plate, bro. We talked about it last week for Mother's Day. Yeah, I caught that plate. That plate ate my head. I hope my best friend Nathan watching, and I'm gonna tag my mama on this so she can remember too. I tagged on the Mother's Day post, and she didn't respond. I want a response. I want an apology. Set your pride aside, mama. I want an apology.
Set your pride aside, mama. Set it aside, mama. People, set it aside. So, at the end of the day, though, pride is that thing that is classified as complete poison. If you're not careful with pride, it will destroy. Just like Ephraim said at the show. Hey, son, how you doing?
Hey, there goes that Junior.
Special guest appearance.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. He wants my phone, of course. But pride is that poison that will completely damage. Go ahead, give it to him. It will completely damage everything. Yeah. And take it from a guy who's 46 years old, who's barely raised 2 kids, who's made a mess of life. Take it from me, it will destroy everything. Everything. So it's very important that we get out of that. So, the topic of pride, we can go on for hours about this. I'm trying to itch it all into an hour. But man, if you are listening to this, and if you are struggling in the area of pride, either seek out some life coaching, self-reflection, something. Seek that out, because if you don't, you're going to have, a life of missing out on birthdays and first walks and all this other good stuff, because we can't get past that pride. You're going to miss out on a good woman or a good man because you're dabbling in pride. I'm not going to call her because she did me this way. I want people, like Ephraim said earlier. I think it was Ephraim or Dwayne said, I'm not gonna call her because I'm just gonna wait until she get together, or vice versa. We're gonna miss out on a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, but when you
miss out on a whole bunch of, when you miss out on a whole bunch of stuff that makes you or qualifies you as Knucklehead of the Week. What do you think, Dwayne?
I'm ready. Yeah, we got a whole people this week. We got a whole people.
Hold that thought. Now it's time for the Knucklehead of the Week with your host, D. Good. My man, go ahead and lay that down, brother.
Hey, now it's real simple. Like, y'all ever have conversations with your wife, like just random conversations, like she's in one place, you in another location, and y'all just going back and forth, and she hit you with somebody's posting or a news article from something that's just like, whoa. Okay, so y'all know my wife's from the Bahamas, right?
Yes.
So
who I've never met, by the way, never seen.
Slide that in.
Yeah.
Hey, she's on my profile picture. Right? She's on my profile picture.
Okay, see her on the profile picture. I ain't never seen her on a video.
Well, like us videos, not a live video, not us going live. Like, yeah, something we out doing. So she hit me this morning because we still got family in the Bahamas. So she sent me a text, and I'm gonna read because the knucklehead of the week is the Bahamian government.
The whole government?
The whole government. Well,
Yeah,
I ain't gonna say the whole government. I'm gonna put this on Prime Minister Minutes.
Hold on,
Prime Minister Minutes.
Oh, D, you from the South. You gotta say it right. Government.
Government, yeah.
But I'm leaving the government alone. I'm leaving the government alone. It's
Kevin.
Prime Minister Minutes. If anybody forwards this at him or whatever, if you from the Bahamas, you got a friend from the Bahamas, let them know. This is what they sent out. Reports are that on Friday, the 14th of May, 2021, the Drug Enforcement Unit's officers acting on intelligence located and seized a marijuana cultivation site consisting of 7,000 marijuana plants ranging in height from 6 inches to 5 feet tall. And then as it goes on, it says that it's about $7 million is what they estimate the street value is, right? Okay, cool. They're doing their job, but like real talk, this weed, I understand it's $7 million for weed. During the corona or the COVID-19 epidemic of 2020, don't you know that the Bahamian government has only given out stimuluses of $75 one time? Right? $75 one time. The whole time. Mind you, the Bahamas, their entire infrastructure pretty much runs off tourism. What haven't people been doing during COVID? So not only did they really not have a stimulus, but they didn't have jobs to go to, and there was no government protection and keeping people from being evicted, lights turned off, or any of those things. So $75 one time, and no other packets, and you can get kicked out of your house. Oh, and by the way, job market collapsed 50% off rip with travel restrictions. Okay, so Prime Minister Menace, if you're listening to this, if anybody who knows him, that $7 million of marijuana, you need to find a way to contact dealers and grow shops in California, Colorado, and all these legal states in America, and make a deal with the U.S. government and give your people some stimulus. You can put 2 people in jail for trying to feed somebody when you obviously haven't done that. So, Knucklehead of the Week, Prime Minister Menace and the Bahamian government.
Clip it.
Prime Minister Menace. Prime Minister Menace. I don't
do better than that.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So and I know he ain't missed one meal.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But before we close,
Hurricane Dorian, he had on a 3-piece suit, stepping onto Abaco.
Out here looking like a pimp named Slickback.
I said the whole thing. So before we get out of here, I want to ask the panel a question. Yeah, you ever go through life? Remember back in the 80s, you used to have this phrase called, it's those things that make you go, right? You remember that?
Arsenio.
Right? So
Arsenio Hall.
I was sitting there, Arsenio Hall. So I was sitting there around the house the other day, and I was trolling through Facebook, and I was watching Mentally Mitch on Facebook. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. But one of the things he said, I wonder if anybody ever thought about this. Why do black people, when they hear a sound, stare off into space for nothing, like waiting for something else to come about? Why do we do that? Like I heard something in my house the other day. Now it was just me and TJ here, but he was sleeping.
Yeah.
And I heard a noise. And and I'm like,
yeah.
Why do we stay up into space like that?
Absolutely. We'll continue to do that.
Because really in the space though? Is it really in the space or are you assessing the situation?
You assess the situation, bro. Into the atmosphere.
Like, hold on, where that come from? Let me look up
your discernment on.
I want to know where they came from. I don't know.
Because it's your brain telling you, I hear something that I do not recognize. Right now, I got a smoke detector that's been beeping for 3 days. I'm so used to it, y'all would have to come in and tell me it's beeping. I just know it's beeping because my wife told me to get it. So my brain has already said, we know what that is. Let a little hard noise crash, or I hear something thumping upstairs, like, what that is? Like,
something that's not
it's my brain
that
trying
don't
to keep
belong
me
here.
safe.
That don't belong here.
I'm just trying to stay safe, man.
Look, what he said is so real. What he said is so real. I ain't even know you had a smoke detector problem. You know why I didn't know you had a smoke detector problem? Because I got one that beat too. So when I hear yours beat, I'm thinking it might be mine. It don't even.
He thought it was his. He's like,
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, bro.
I knew.
I'll change
I
the
got the battery
batteries
and
next
everything.
You know how many times
stay
I
on
was
your
live?
bro.
You know how many times I've done lives and they was like, "Hey, what's that? Hey, check." They start spamming the comments. Hey, put a battery in that smoke detector.
Please put a battery in that.
I've been here for years.
Please put a battery in that.
Yeah,
So,
I don't care about that.
before we got here, I want to thank everybody that's listening on the podcast the podcast avenue. Whether you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google, Amazon, wherever you are.
Alexa.
Thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe and download. For those of you guys that are lucky enough to watch us on Charm C Direct TV, thank you for watching as well. Make sure that you spam the comments. Make sure you subscribe and download as well. Go to the website at knuckleheadchroniclespodcast.com. If you have a topic you want to talk about, or if you want to be a part of the show, give me an email at knuckleheadchroniclespodcast@gmail.com. All right, so we're going to get out of here until next week. You guys be blessed. We love you here at the show, and we'll see you guys next week.
Oh, yes, sir. It's right up my alley right there. I like that.
I feel like I need a pimp head with a feather right now.
That right there remind you of a cognac with nothing but ice.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast. Listen, we really appreciate you guys. Make sure you come back and see us on next week where we have another topic about men issues. Let's help these men out. All right. Peace. Until next week.